If you was only on set with me, I'd do it like 500 times.
Alright, this is the Understand with Cherry B, and we got Media Prince here. This guy has done a lot. He holds the bar high. He worked with so many people: Washington Post, HBCU Buzz, Pride Magazine, Blank Canvas Magazine, The Urban Informer. You interviewed Loni Love. I gotta hear about that. You interviewed Genuine, Angela Simmons. You did a lot. Worked with BET. Recording artist and star of Empire. Interviewed Core Kendricks. So, what's up? Tell me about yourself.
Wow, it sounds lit when you hear yourself get read back to you. You
right?
A little lit, right?
So, tell me what's going on. What's up with you? Why do they call you the Media Prince?
So, the Media Prince is just a name that literally came out of the heavens. I promise you. It was homecoming time. I went to Johnson C. Smith University in Charlotte, North Carolina. It was almost homecoming time, and I saw a lot of my friends and peers, progressing in their degrees. While I'm at home, like, I got a communications degree. I'm not doing anything with it. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna start working on my website. And I put a post up and I said, I'm working on the MediaPrince.com. I promise you that's how it came. I never thought anything else since then. Like literally the first time I said it was the Media Prince. And it's just been that ever since. Then I looked and made sure that the name was free for me to purchase, trademark, and register and copyright it. And the rest has been history from there.
As you should.
Hey.
Now, what inspired you to do this, to become a writer, to become a blogger, to do these interviews? What inspired it all?
Honestly, at college first, I didn't really know to what realm or degree I wanted to do entertainment. It wasn't until like the later years of college where I said, well, you know what? I don't mind writing. I really do like writing, The interview part definitely was something that was really to the back burner. It just ended up coming to the forefront. But I definitely had a heavy liking for writing, and I knew that's what the arena I wanted to go in, was creating something to where I can write. And then interviews was just the cherry on top.
Okay. And how did you, like...
You get it, Cherry B?
Yeah. What was that process like for you? Like, going from being a writer then to the interview, like, what was it like?
That was nerve-wracking. But it was also exciting. It was nerve-wracking and exciting because when I created the Media Prince in 2015, there was moments where no one knew who the Media Prince was or what he looked like. I was behind the scenes, and we was having this conversation off air, but something similar, like no one knew who it was, and so. I took a leap and said I'm gonna interview. I had did interviews up until in-person editorial. So I would just send you the questions, you'll answer. Getting behind the camera was so nerve-wracking because the artist is here, I'm here, camera's on. I don't want to look stupid. I don't want to fumble the ball. I want to make sure that they're impressed and they're not bored with the questions. And it was also an exciting experience because I learned a new facet of myself. I knew that I can do interviews without writing questions down. I realized that it was something very natural. I noticed that I created a safe haven and a safe space where the interview became a conversation, and
real.
Yeah, and the artist could really let themselves shine. And I don't get into the nitty-gritty of your personal life because who really cares about that?
Yeah.
I just like that I was able to create it was exciting because I was able to see that I created an experience where the artist can share their artistry and feed the other artists that are watching, looking for those answers.
I like that. Now, can you tell me, you mentioned that your mission is to connect the lines between art as a whole. What did you mean by that?
So art is so vast. Like there's an art in what you do. There's an art in what a basketball player does. There's an art in what a politician does. There's an art in what a fashion designer does. to art, and what a musician does, and an actor, and so on and so on. I want to be that barrier where I can connect that fine line of where art just meets art. Where as a fellow artist, I can fully tap into what you do and not do the exact same artistry, but be able to connect with your art. And when we meet up as artists, it's just a heaven of creative juices. And that's what I wanted the media press to be. That's what I meant by creating that line in art.
So when you, as a writer, when you write for like music, fashion, politics, do you use art in everything that you write, even though it is, politics, fashion? I know fashion and music is art, but politics, like, do you use art in writing that, making it?
Yes, have to. I want to make sure, because I write everything as something that I would want to read as an artist. So I write from that perspective. So it is politics, but how can I creatively bring you into the political world to where you can really respect what these people are doing in their positions? Because sometimes we have to remember that outside of our personal feelings, there's a realm of them creating what they do and working in what they're doing. That's the art. So I like to bring you into that world. So when I'm writing, I make sure to capture those key imagery points to where you walk away with saying, okay, I have a little more understanding of what they do and what they bring to the table. And I wouldn't have known this if I didn't read the media books.
Yeah. Okay. Now, as a writer, is it hard for you to use your artistic vision to speak on everything? Is it hard, to use your artistic vision to speak on everything that you create? I'm only saying that because I know that as a blogger, sometimes you have to keep it real, and I know some people don't like that.
Yes, so I've made sure I've geared my career to really worried about stuff that sparks interest in my artist palette. So if my artist palette doesn't really vibe with what your art brings, then I don't write about it, just so I don't feel obligated to have to hinder how I create your article. Because 9 out of 10, I want to make sure that you're experiencing something of good worth. You get what I'm saying? And it doesn't look like I'm nitpicking or coming at your craft. I want it'll be presented to you as the artist or whatever caliber to feel that I respect your craft, I understand your craft, I see the message in your craft, and I want to push that forward. And if I don't get any of that really when I listen to you, or whatever arena you're in, I try my best not to write about it. That way I don't authentically have to write something.
I'm the same way. Because I can't really write about something I'm not feeling. Or I can't really interview an artist. And if I do, I have to keep it all the way real and try to educate you on how you can grow as an artist or a person.
Right. Now, if you want to talk to me in private and get your advice, get some advice on, how can I get on or what can I work on, then of course that's when I take my time to pour into you, the areas you need to work on or what you need to do, just because life is too short not to give your best of yourself and what you can give. So if I see that in somebody, and I also make sure I've learned to not waste my time on unquality people.
Yeah.
Because you'll see that in this business, due to the social media arena, in the new era that we're in, everybody wants to follow the trend versus being authentically themselves. So if you know you have no business being a damn artist or a creative,
that's his fact.
Then you get what I'm saying? Get away. If you are meant to be an accountant, then you get with the creative that needs the accountant. Play your role. So yeah.
Now what are some ups and downs of being a writer?
Ups and downs. People may still. The down part is people may take your words and still misconstrue them, even though your message and meaning is right there. Everyone has their own perception of what they take in. That's why we say the text message can be so deadly. You write something, and the person could be literally smiling as they write it, and in a good cheery mood, but you have taken it, the way you read it is darkness, and then now you get what I'm saying. So that's the down part. You just never know how someone may, take your writing, even though it's coming from a place of respect and integrity. The up part is hearing those words like, wow, thank you, for taking the time to even write about me. Thank you for those words. I've never had a writer before, That's what I do it for. Or thank you, you allowed your people are telling me that they read the article and now they want to hit a project or now they want to come to a show or an event. That's the up part. But the down part, we try to just push those down where they should be at and just learn and keep progressing up.
Okay. Hold on.
Damn, this shit exclusive.
Trap, is it trap? Like underground raw hip hop artist. I met him and my brother. What are some of your favorite writing pieces?
All my reviews are my favorite writing pieces. I love capturing the in-person experience because I like to write as if you're like if you weren't there, you feel like you were there through the writing. So all my reviews.
Okay, and I want to know what is your main purpose of what is going to be your main purpose and your main goal of being a writer and doing this? What do you want to, in the end, what is your end goal? That's what I'm trying to say.
And so I have an end goal life and I have an end goal purpose. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to give you all of that. So the end goal life is the mediaprints.com runs like a billboard complex. I have writers, contributing writers from all over the country or all over the world. While I am doing my TV stuff, like I might have a segment on Entertainment Tonight. That's the end goal of that. Now the end goal with purpose is I hope people are walking away feeling inspired, motivated, and empowered, and seen.
Yes. Now
that's good for me.
Yes. Who are some of your, I don't know if you have musical influences or writing influences, but who are some of your influences?
Joe Budden.
Really?
Charlamagne the God. Because I respect the art and what they do. Like, it's a really hard...
I like Joe Budden. I just feel like... Now, let me stop. Because I like... when he was talking to Charlamagne, he did make sense. When he said what he said about him owning everything he does. So
I respect that. Honestly, it's just a lot. It's a plethora of, like, black writers, black journalists, black media correspondents that I respect. As long as you are creating a craft and an avenue that allows your message to be seen and you're bringing people with you, those are the ones I respect.
Okay. And what has impacted you the most as a writer?
What has impacted me the most as a writer? That's a really good question. I guess studying other writers, learning the craft of creating a story. Because sometimes we get so used to our style of writing that we just don't understand, like, there's different avenues of how we do that. So literally reading and researching other people's writings definitely has impacted mine. So it allows me to see to which creative new heights I can go with, creating an article.
Okay. Now talk to me about the Media Prints website, blog. When did it start? Why did you decide to start it? Who works with you on the website?
Okay.
Talk to me about it.
So it started in 2015. I just got tired. And that's why I think me and you connect. I got tired of trying to shove mainstream down people's throats when there's so much talent out here
Yes.
that is 10 times better than what's being shoved down our throats. And I just was tired of asking, who I could put on. And no one can tell me who I could put on my own platform. Mm-hmm. So that's how the Media Prince came to be in 2015. And from there, it's just been a match made in heaven. I just like to interview the best talent, interview the best musician, artists, celebrities, anything in that entity that you're projecting great avenues for us to be inspired and motivated from. I like to push that, and then I like to write about just dope stuff that's happening here that people don't know is happening in the DMV. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's like you're that voice here in NYC.
Yes. Do you only cover the DMV, or I know you cover other things?
So it's definitely, well, of course, DMV is the heaviest just because that's where I'm from. But no, I write about everything.
Okay.
And if you're a dope ass artist in NYC, like I plan to be giving, like, she doesn't know this, but I plan to be writing you to get a spotlight on you, because it's an art to what you do. So, anybody that's working hard, especially my black kings and queens that's really working hard, I like to push them to the forefront immediately.
Yes. Talk to me about your interview with Loni Loves. I want to know how that went, and
So I'm looking over to my publicist. What was that? The Essence event?
Yes.
So we went to an Essence event. Essence magazine was in the DMV, and they were gearing up for the Essence Festival, and they had an event gearing up for that. And that's crazy. We literally walked in. They were like, "Okay, Media Prince is here. Would you like to interview Loni Love? Go outside." We literally walked in, walked outside. And that's why I said it was a testament to that I really want to do this, because those questions just is off the spot. Like, I literally had to get okay.
That's what I was about to ask you. Like, how was that easy? Because I know
it's like a night and day switch.
Okay.
The camera comes on and it's go time. Whatever fears you know. And then I've learned that I have the gift of the gift of gab.
Okay.
So I can pretty much talk to you until I am to a place to where I can create my question while being able to still talk to you in a conversation.
Okay.
Up until that point, we just went from there.
Okay. And so how was the interview?
The interview was lit. Mm-hmm. We flirted a little bit. We became one. We connected, our eyes locked. She laid on my shoulder.
Okay.
And,
so
now I'm her baby daddy. So
bring me to the baby shower. Now, what is your proudest achievement?
My proudest achievement is continuing to go forward. A lot of us can get stagnant in accomplishments or where we are or how great we've done. Mm-hmm. My biggest achievement is continuing to work. That's the biggest achievement, because there's a lot more work to do, and I think the more we work, that's an achievement in itself. So,
how do you find the strength and the confidence to do this type of work? Because it's not easy.
God. That's
right.
really it. That's it. God, family, team, creating that foundational system that keeps you in line. That's where your strength comes from. You gotta have your village that pulls back into you.
I have a question. So, do you necessarily always need a team? Cause I know some like me, people tell me all the time I need a team, but I don't always feel to have one because I feel like I gotta watch everybody.
I know. Doesn't it suck? It feels that sucky position to have to be, because we're in a realm where you gotta watch everybody. But yes,
and make sure who has your best interest without hating.
But that's how you find your team. You look for those qualities of those people that can really add to what you have going on, that you don't have to question. You know what I'm saying? Like, my publicist just went 3 hours. Fighter, bulldog. If you ain't for the Media Prince, then you can kick rocks. You know what I'm saying? That's you and it doesn't come easily. It comes with time. You have to build, learn relationships, but in the progression of where you're gonna go and want to go, you're gonna have to have a team, because you're gonna be on this end now. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna end up being the entity that everyone wants to know about.
Okay.
Yeah, you interviewing the top clientele and doing everything, but now people want to know you. They want to follow you, so you become the entity that everyone follows.
Okay.
And You can't be on the front and the back. But you know what? This is my shit, so I could be at the front and guide the people that's behind back, because this we got work to do. And let's get it. So yeah, a team definitely comes in handy, because as you progress, and that's how it always is. The bigger you get, the more you are no longer just your own entity. You become an entity that's responsible for a lot of other people to eat. So that's how big that's just gonna get bigger and bigger.
Right. I like that. I'm taking that advice.
Hey.
Talk to me about your journey with iHeartRadio.
So that was through. We had a deal with Rashawn McDonald. He had a show called Money Making Conversations, and so through that I was able to do some work with iHeartRadio, and then do some interviews as well on red carpets and things like that. That lasted maybe about a year and a half. Great experience, great new outlet, a nice little add to the resume. That was it, honestly.
How do you feel about doing red carpet events? Like, how did it make you feel? Were you nervous?
I'm always nervous. Always. It's no if, and
like, what is it like? Like
it's
cameras and stuff?
It's a whole new realm. It's you learn the respect of your craft in that realm, because on the red carpet, anything and everything could happen, from your battery dying, from your mic dying, from, you get what I'm saying? So it's a melting pot of connecting with your fellow journalists. Because if you're in a great spot on the carpet with other dope people that really are not in that mind frame of, you know, I'm the one all be all, and they want to, then you have a great team. You create that partnership on the carpet. Okay. In my interview, okay, you're next after me. Okay, I'm gonna steer them right to you. And then I'm here, I got mine. You want yours next? Okay, I'm gonna steer them right to you. So it could become a great experience, and then it can also, on the flip side, could be a snatching experience.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you had them too long, and you don't care about the rest of us here. So let's take the next. Let's take it. So, you know, that's where you really. I say that's like driving.
Yeah.
When you get your license here and they say get on the highway in New York, that's your time to shine on the road. That's how it is on the red carpet. That's your time to like shine and show exactly what you made of.
Okay. Now, how was it working with TMZ? Because you know a lot of people do not like TMZ. They nosy. So how is it working with them, and do you get a lot of flack?
I love TMZ, and the thing is, we're not nosy. It's there are people that want this, so they're nosy, and they're taking the pictures, and they say, "Hey, we got this. What you got?" And we pay and get the story. You know what I'm saying? But TMZ is another notch, because when I created my platform, I wanted to steer far away from
them.
No, just from gossip. You know that realm that you get into the gossip realm, and then you kind of just are stuck in that box.
Yeah.
I tried as a blogger too. I didn't want to get stuck in that realm of like, oh, he's like another Perez Hilton, and he's gossiping, and he's digging for dirt. Like, you gotta watch out.
Yeah.
So of course those are the thoughts for working with him, but it's been a nice experience. I get to tie in the media print's thought process into how the stories either come out. So not really too much gossip, but more so just giving my opinion on a story that TMZ already was going to foster out. And I just find a way to just put my tooth and turn in it. But TMZ, lit. If you hear TMZ announce it, that shit is legit. If TMZ says it, it's legit. Let TMZ, the receipts be ready. You get what I'm saying? Because people send us the stuff like immediately. Like if I'm catching you on camera cheating and I see you, I have the receipt. I'm sending it to TMZ, and then TMZ.
They gotta pay first, right?
No, TMZ will pay for the store. Will pay you.
That's what I'm saying. They pay them first before anything. But what if it's
no. They pay them. They pay them if they see the story is value. Like say if you're Oprah, and you know you're supposed to be with Statman, but I see you with Boris Kojo on the beach, feeding him an ice cream, and licking his bottom lip. We just walk with me. Just walk with me. And I give this story to TMZ, they'll pay me because they have proof that there is something tangible here that can really put Oprah out there.
But all right, so boom, how do you give it to them? Because what if you give it to them and they don't pay you? They just be like, it's no credible source, but we got it. We know it's true.
9 out of 10 TMZ don't do that. Like they have, they literally have a place on the website. Like if you got tips, you got to send us tips. Like that's literally, you send them the info. You send TMZ the information, and they'll contact you if they feel like this is irrelevant. Like say you just randomly just caught Asian doll on the strip.
Yeah.
Like we love Asian doll, but TMZ, she hasn't made it to the commercial appeal to where people like a normal average Joe, our parents. Yeah. They don't give a fuck who Asian doll is, so they're not gonna care. But if you call and say, I just saw Beyonce, you know, with Diddy, and they were holding hands.
Nah, that's gonna go crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Because our parents, everyone cares about them. So then they're like, okay, we're looking to this story. Send us what you like. Give us an example of stuff that you have.
Yeah.
And then payment.
Okay. Now, who was the best person you worked with?
I have a few. Megan Thee Stallion was lit.
Okay, I seen that one.
Cardi B was an experience. What's sad is it only got to become a article because the footage from the in-person was so terrible.
Yeah.
I wasn't letting that be seen. But I got to experience her, like we got
energy?
We got to experience her energy. I got to experience Bodak Yellow before Bodak Yellow was a thing.
Oh, really?
So it was like a coming of age.
That's fire.
So that was an experience.
That's fire.
Taraji P. Henson was a good one. Charlamagne the God was a good one.
That one. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Honestly, anybody that I get to share connection with, like you're an experience. You know what I'm saying? So anybody I really get to share energy with. But of course, you know, those were the ones that I just was like, oh. Yeah. So I got to get out of my own head and be like, oh shit. It's lights, camera, action. But you know, those were the biggest ones.
How does it feel being someone, a young African man can look up to? Cause I ain't gonna lie, I just want to congratulate you also as well for being another African American man for another African American men to look up to doing the thing. So.
Hey, shout out to us.
Shout out to you.
Blackness. Yeah. Black History Month all year long.
Right. So how does it feel like being that person?
It feels great. It shows, it's another facet to showing what we can do.
Yes.
If we really get out of our own way. Like literally, and it's so terrible because I come from the hood. I come from the struggle. I know what that's all about. And I also had to learn that a lot of these situations that we're in, it's not our fault. That's how the system was set up. And I feel like there's
the environment.
Yeah, and I also feel like it's also a waste of time once I comprehend that and I don't change the trajectory of my outer reality. Because you might have put me here, but I don't have to stay here. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care if you're not going to minimize my thought process to make me feel comfortable with how the streets in the hood feel of how I'm supposed to move. Because to be honest, none of us should be on the hoods and the streets in the first fucking place because it shouldn't be destined for us. The white man literally, the white man made us become street and hood. We not supposed to be like that. We're royalty. You know what I'm saying? We are supposed to be, you know, walking the exact privileged life that our white brothers and sisters are walking. So I won't limit my mind frame for what you perceive of how I'm supposed to move, being that I'm from the hood. I was never supposed to be from here in the first place, and neither were you. And the longer you get out your own way, it'll be less jail time, it'll be less kills, and it'll be more wins, more love, more money, more success, more happiness, more peace, more takeover, more control.
Take yourself to a different frequency.
That's where it's at. And that's what it's at. And I hope people that's watching to see that like you are living a stigma of what the white man curated for your life. So if you feeling like you that street nigga that gotta do this, you never really was supposed to be that. The white man catered it so where you have to be that guy.
Yes.
And you have the power to be that white man that curated the hood. Go by Dr. Hood.
I'm sorry, I gotta clap.
Hey.
Educate these people.
That's what it is. And I feel bad for some of us that are so stuck in that mind frame of feeling like where we at is where we supposed to stay at. Like, you walk around like wanting to project that hood mentality.
Yeah.
And
You don't
that
have to.
mentality was never yours. That was really what they set up for us to act like this.
Yes.
Your mind frame is king or queen. Act like
that. Talk.
That's what it is.
All right. So I just want to ask you, what is your writing process?
Procrastination.
Me too.
I've learned, but I've also learned that is my safe space. That is my creative juice place.
Yeah.
So when it's down to the last minute, that's when I create my best work. Cause I'm like, okay, it's
real.
crunch time. Let's go.
'Cause that's me.
So then I sit there, and I really think, because Media Prince is. I'm a fan. If I'm a fan, then it gets done. If I'm not a fan, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
So how do I want to hear this article? That's my writing process. Crunch time, and then literally sitting there and experiencing it. I sit there in front of the computer and just let all the vibes of what I remember that night fill me. And then I say, how would I want to express that? How would I want to read it if I wasn't there? And then we go from there.
And then how do you attract new readers?
Social media.
Okay.
Literally, that's the key thing right now. That's it. Social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, emails. That's the frequency of where we can connect the most, because word of mouth is what thanks to Corona is not such a thing. So you know what I'm saying? So you really have to rely on digital media to its fullest. So that's how I attract my new readers. And I make sure that I'm also a key component of that is making sure I'm spotlighting talent that I've never spotlighted before. Mm-hmm. So if I talk about you, that's a new experience, and I've just tapped into your audience. But everybody that follows you, they see you getting an article, they damn sure gonna want one too. So then I just peeked the new, not by opening that door with you, you didn't open 7 doors off what you bring. So that's how you attract the new readers.
Okay. Now, I just want to thank you for coming on my platform.
Hey, thank you.
And my last question is, is there anything that you want is there any advice that you could give our young kings and queens about following their dreams and the process you took to get there? Yeah. And then what's next?
I think the first key thing is understanding you are a king and a queen. Mm-hmm. That's the immediate understanding. That's what you bring to the table. That's who you are. Act as such. But find out, take your education seriously, and also learn what you're really good at. You know, and I say harness on that, because it's cliche to say, because it sounds so easy to the ear to just say, find what you're really good at. That's very hard, and it does take time. But just as somebody that wants to work in a realm that you really want to work in, try things, do things. You get what I'm saying? Be the experience versus just letting the experience go by. I think a lot of times we may waste on saying, nah, I can't do that, without trying to see. Trying and seeing what you're good at. Is it ease with you there? Is there a message that is conveyed when you do this? And literally following from that. Go to school. I mean, it's plain and simple. Now, yes, they need to cut that check and release us from all this debt, because college is expensive as fuck. But I definitely say take education seriously, because when you take education seriously, you're taking yourself serious. How can you really be your best self? You get what I'm saying? At the end of the day, how can you really be your best self? Because your best self, and you got to also remember where you are now is not where you will be then. So if you take yourself serious now, your then will be the then that you always dreamed about. And just taking that bet on yourself. Literally bet on yourself. When it's all said and done, when you look in the mirror, if you could grade yourself, if your grade ain't really superior, like don't lie to yourself. Mm-hmm. If it ain't superior, then work on yourself and get to it.
And now, thank you for that wonderful message. What's next for you?
So today, I just let it know that I'm coming out with my book.
Okay.
It's coming out July 3rd, but pre-order starts next month in April. It's called And Then I Was Canceled. It just details a fragment of a portion of my life where things went completely left and how I brought them back right. Okay. I have more shows. The Black Code, of course, with me and 3 other poppin' black millennials. Talk show, Everything Black. Have another show called What Are Those, premiering next month. And just more content. I got the What's Going On DC platform going on with the Washington Informer. But we may have to branch off and like what's going on in NYC, what's going on in Atlanta, and connect with the people in the different cities, and then we make it work.
Right.
But other than that, just more work, more content, and just putting the DC area on. I was glad I was able to bring the DC area up here to NYC, and just doing things in that caliber, and just trying to win and stay positive and project positivity and empowerment along the way.
Thank you. I want to thank you for coming on to Understand with Cherry B.
Hey.
And once again, thank you for being another Black King on a real note. Thank you for inspiring the next and being another Black brother that young Black men can actually look up to, because I don't have kids, but if I had a son, he'd be one of the people that I would be glad that for you to look up to, just because you're educated, you're knowledgeable, and you're trying to help the next grow. You get what I'm saying? So
I love it. And same to you, because you're educated on the other side of this plate as well.
Thank you.
I'm excited to be a part of your story. Like, this is I can't wait to us to look back and be like, damn, look, I was on Cherry B show.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Hey. And thank you as well. I forgot your name.
Oh, Sandra. I'm sorry.
Sandra, thank you, Sandra, for coming out. I don't know if you want to be on camera, but thank you for coming out, and I really appreciate it. And thank you for the advice.
Awesome.